Hello everyone! Ever heard of the Great Emu War? Or what about the time a whole Aussie Prime Minister just outvanished? Australia's history is full of wild, weird, and wonderful stories that you probably never learned in school. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most bizarre and forgotten chapters of the land down under. So, grab your Vegemite toast, get comfy, and let's explore the hidden history of Australia. First up, let's talk about the Great Emu War of 1932. Yes, you heard that right, a war against emus. After World War I, thousands of ex-soldiers were given land in Western Australia to farm wheat. The problem? So were about 20,000 emus, and they were hungry. These giant birds were running wild, destroying crops, and causing chaos. The farmers, many of them veterans, pleaded for help. So, the government sent in the military, armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. Sounds like an easy win, right? Wrong. The emus proved to be surprisingly brilliant tacticians. They were fast, they were smart, and they didn't march in neat lines. When the soldiers opened fire, the huge flock of emus would scatter into smaller groups, running in all directions, making them almost impossible targets. The soldiers used up thousands of bullets and only managed to take down a handful of birds. The media had a field day, with one newspaper joking that if the emus had a command structure, they could face any modern army. After several failed attempts, the military officially withdrew. The emus had won. It remains one of the most absurd and hilarious footnotes in military history. Next, we have one of Australia's most enduring mysteries, the disappearance of Prime Minister Harold Holt. On a sunny December day in 1967, Holt went for a swim at Cheviot Beach in Victoria, a spot known for its rough currents. He waded into the surf and was never seen again. The largest search operation in Australian history was launched, involving police, Navy divers, Air Force helicopters, and Army personnel, but not a single trace of him was ever found. Naturally, this led to some pretty wild theories. Was he taken by a shark? Did he fake his own death to run off with a lover? Was he a spy who was picked up by a Chinese submarine? This last one became a popular conspiracy theory, even leading to a book titled The Prime Minister Was a Spy. The most likely explanation is that he simply drowned in the treacherous waters. But with no body ever recovered, the mystery of Harold Holt's disappearance continues to fascinate and haunt Australia to this day. It is a stark reminder that even the most powerful people are no match for the raw power of nature. Let's wind the clock back even further, to the Rum Rebellion of 1808. This was the only successful armed takeover of government in Australian history. In the early days of the New South Wales colony, rum was more than just a drink. It was the unofficial currency. It was used to pay workers, trade goods, and basically run the economy. The New South Wales Corps, a permanent regiment of the British Army stationed there, gained a monopoly on the rum trade, which gave them immense power and wealth. When Governor William Bligh, the same Captain Bligh from the infamous mutiny on the Bounty, arrived, he was determined to end the Corps' corrupt control over the rum trade. He wasn't exactly a popular guy to begin with, and this move was the final straw. On January 26, 1808, the Corps marched on Government House and arrested him. They found him hiding under a bed, a detail his enemies loved to publicize. For the next 2 years, the colony was run by the military rebels until the British government sent a new governor with his own regiment to restore order. It's a crazy story of power, corruption, and a whole lot of rum. These are just a few of the incredible stories buried in Australia's past. From a lost prime minister to a victorious army of emus, the real history is often stranger and more fascinating than fiction. It shows a side of the country that's rebellious, resilient, and a little bit ridiculous. What other forgotten Aussie stories do you know? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the weird side of history, make sure to like and subscribe for more adventures. Catch you in the next one.